Yo, guys. Welcome back to In the Frame Podcast. My name is Alberto Mendoza, joined with your co-host, Peter Collins, episode 35, and our special guest for the night, Jesus Salazar. But before we get into that,
what's going on, everybody?
Let's get this shit going.
So,
it's good stuff, man.
really good stuff.
So, guys, please, welcome. I can't fucking,
Bro,
it's been a long day, man. It's been a long day, but we have a great host today. Fuck me, dude. What the
our
fuck?
guest.
We have a great guest right now, Mr. Jesus Salazar. He is a full-time videographer straight out of Escondido, California, and he's also a full-time real estate agent. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. So, Jesus, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Potter.
Not much, man.
Wow,
I
man.
appreciate you guys having me. It's good seeing you guys both.
It's been a long time coming.
I know, man. Long time coming. About time.
It's about time. Yeah.
But-
We gotta get our feet wet with the guests. So before knock out the rust, I mean, clearly I'm still fucking up, but it's all good though, man.
No, shit.
So,
I
man,
appreciate
Jesus, tell us a little bit about you. Why the fuck would the people care about you? I guess we can start like your content creation journey. So you're a younger creator for the most part. I feel like you've been dabbling in this for a couple years at least, if I were to guess. But professionally, I'd say like the last year or 6 months.
Professionally, probably.
Shit, even younger, small, even
No,
like
man. Sooner.
Yeah.
Professionally, like the beginning of this year. Maybe like November, December.
yeah.
But beginning of this
Last
year
quarter,
is
okay.
like really, really professional. Like setting apart time, contracts, just taking it really very, very seriously.
So,
you know?
guys, if you guys don't know, like I did mention, he is a real estate agent full time. He doesn't have a typical 9-to-5 job,
No, sir.
so he needs to be out there in these streets and make it,
Grinding.
and legit hustling, man. And how old are you?
22.
22 years old, bro.
22,
Young
yeah.
buck, dude. So, do you want to talk about how you got into the creative space and at such a young age, man? Like not having a real job. I mean, you're not living at home too, which props to you. At 22 years old, like you have your own spot and you got to pay rent, so you got to make shit happen for yourself.
Yeah,
So
man.
you want to talk about how you got into the creative space and what made you think like, hey, man, I could do both of these.
Yeah, so essentially I got into it. All really started with real estate. I got into it at like 20 years old, like 3 months before I turned 21. And I remember driving back home from the test and I passed. And I was like, hey, I'm a 20-year-old real estate, you know, it's pretty tight. But I was starting looking at all these old people like being realtors or like in the 30s, 40s, and it was super bland, super dry. And I was like, man, I got to do something different. I got to step in the game and start changing it. So I was like, what can I do? And like, I have this advantage because I'm so young, and I have a media guy behind me. At that time, Alberto and I were in the same office.
That's how him and I met at the real estate office. I was working for a real estate company, and I was their full-time media guy, and that's how I met you.
Exactly. And he got in there. He was cool. And he started looking around. He started noticing all these 30, 40-year-olds. And then he saw me. He's like, what the hell is this kid doing here? You know, He's like, are you an intern or whatever? I was like, no, man, I'm a realtor. But anyways, I started seeing what he would do. And I wanted to put like more content out there, specifically like video. And at that point, I didn't have any like fancy gear or anything. I just had my iPhone and I had a bunch of houses, to show and anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start doing like open house videos. So I would just go to these open houses that were all vacant. And I would.
Okay, you said iPhone. Which iPhone are we talking about?
iPhone 8, bro.
iPhone 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking
Damn.
Chinese version too. This kid always give me shit too.
Why?
Because I don't know.
It's
dude.
not ghetto looking.
Yeah, dude. And he's like, what the fuck kind of.
You had a white screen with the black screen.
Actually, I think you did, didn't you? Like,
I
it
had
was super weird looking. It
Dude,
wasn't your typical like
I
iPhone.
had a black iPhone and I like dropped it too many times that I had the whole like front and back replaced. So then
Wow.
It was mismatched, dude.
Yeah, super mismatched. And I was using that still. Like it was actually, it still runs actually. I still have it on my house. Like
Oh,
I
yeah?
use it as a backup phone too, like a trap phone.
Okay, so you're making videos with that iPhone.
Yeah. And I wanted to make it sturdy too. So I actually had to borrow the homie Josh's like phone stabilizer.
yeah.
And then I would just do open houses. I would like do a little video. Then I would go home, do iMovie. I think I was doing it on my phone too at the time. And then that's when I got a Mac and I started doing it on my laptop. And then I posted that video, dude, and everybody loved it. And I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. Like, you like, you're a great editor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, cool. And then I was just doing a bunch of houses. And then I really started to, like, step up. And I remember one day being in the office and telling Alberto, I was, like, super frustrated. I was like, I just need new content. I was like, I need something. And I remember telling Alberto, like, you know what, dude? Like, record me right now. Like, I'm just going to do a video real quick. Just, do you mind recording me? He's like, yeah, I'm down. So I busted out the whiteboard. I did a video about, like, appraisals or something.
Yeah.
And
Real Estate Wednesdays, baby.
Real Estate Wednesdays. That was the inception of that. And then once we did that, I just came up like, "Yo, welcome everybody, Real Estate Wednesdays." And then he's like, "What the fuck?" But he just,
And this was this was the iPhone before we got to the
yeah,
cameras.
yeah. This was the iPhone, and then so he recorded me, and then I edited, and then I dropped it. Everybody loved it. Once again, like they were like, "Yo, Jesus, you're doing great, blah blah blah. Keep it up." And then that's when we started doing Real Estate Wednesdays. And then that's when this guy hit me and was like, "Yo, you should actually get a DSLR because, you know, your quality needs to be a little bit better. You're doing a lot more of these. Like, you know, you just got to really step it up." So I was like, okay. So I think I got one, and then I was just doing videos for myself. And at that point, I was like, you know, I kind of have I have an eye for this. And that's when he mentioned, he was suggesting like, "Hey, you should really hit up other people to actually make some bread for this." So I started hitting up my friends that were like small time rappers or just anybody.
Just local artists.
Local artists. And my first gig that I got was my really good friend, and he paid me $100 for
We all started that $100 gig, bro.
yeah, dude, $100 for a music video. And I drove him around to a couple different spots here in Esco, and I edited it, and it came out pretty decent. And I think I even edited it on iMovie too. So
I mean, it was definitely iMovie because I remember his main objective was I need to shoot vertical because for Instagram, he was shooting specifically for Instagram, not YouTube. And so he would I'm not experienced with iMovie, but I remember seeing you edit. You can't change the screen orientation at all to vertical, like you can in Premiere and Final Cut.
The degree.
So this
Yeah.
guy will literally flip his computer to make sure he's in frame. Like you grab the laptop and flip it like that to make sure you'll see the vertical style. And I'm like, dude, this guy's the definition of like you make shit happen with whatever gear you got, man. Like he was using his iPhone and he was able to find a stabilizer from his friend, and he was fucking using iMovie with a bum ass laptop that wasn't even up to par for editing because it would always crash and shit like that. And he would flip his laptop just to make sure it's on vertical and he's like framing is good and whatnot, and then put it back, export it, go into fucking iPhone, flip it from the iPhone, and then drop it, dude. Like this guy made it happen with limited gear.
iPhone had that
Feature.
that
Flips up
iMovie didn't
movie.
have. So I think one tip that I could just suggest to everybody, just like be resourceful with what you got, you know.
Mm-hmm.
iPhone, borrowed stabilizer, free iMovie program,
Yeah.
and like
And your
YouTube,
yeah.
and just, you know, make shift. And then I was like, you know, I'm gonna switch it on my phone, and then that way it's vertical, and then that way I'm able to post it.
Yeah.
So how did you? Okay, love your intro. How did you go? You just basically answered it. That you went from real estate, and then you met Alberto, and then that kind of like put you in the creative sector.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or is there like a backstory? Like when you were a kid, you always wanted to film, or what happened?
Actually, yeah, dude. I was in I don't know if like I know high schools have this, like they have a TV that they put, like a show that they put on every Friday or something.
Yeah.
There's like for our thing is like Sampa Squad TV or something. I was actually in the middle school version of that. It was called DDTV, Del Dios Middle School TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a class. It was a video class where they, you know, it was a bunch of Macs all around the room. They gave everybody like a flip cam or something like that, iFlip or whatever camera was popping at that time. And I remember that class was literally go, like you clock in or you check into your class, and then you go out and shoot content, and then you come back to your Macs, and then you just make videos.
You dump it.
Yeah, you dump it.
So is that how you got experience from iMovie?
Pretty much, yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. So when I came back to it and I got my Mac, I was like, yo, this is kind of like super familiar. It was like bread and butter.
Yeah, it was just clicked.
Clicked, yeah. And then so that was my inception of like even being a video. I don't know why I didn't do it in high school. I didn't even think about it. But
So do you still edit on iMovie, or you went to
Hell.
Homie leveled up, bro. Homie leveled up.
Because what like
Hell
I remember
no, bro.
using iMovie, and that shit was like complicated. And then once I went to Premiere, I was like, damn, this is way easier.
yeah,
You thought
no.
so?
I thought
Because usually
oh,
Apple
man.
products are supposed to be
Premiere was
user friendly, where like
Yeah.
Windows stuff and like Adobe is like it's not user friendly.
It's a lot more user friendly, but the tool is like
Just
made
makes
a
more
lot more
sense.
sense.
Yeah, it makes more
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
No, I think this guy actually, there was like an iMac deal or something where you get Final Cut free for like 90 days. And this guy was
I
like,
think it was the COVID relief.
yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. And he's
Oh, yeah, I heard
he's
about
like,
that.
dude, you'd be stupid not to take it. And I was like, all right, bet. So I took it.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I think I went to SF. I had my DSLR.
Yes,
I
you
went
did go
to
to San
SF
Francisco.
like the next week or something. And then, yeah, I took all that footage, and then I just started playing with Final Cut at that time.
So what DSLR did you get?
Yeah.
Before
That's a good
the
question.
Sony?
What was the first DSLR you got?
So I got the 6300, and I didn't buy it new. But if you guys, the In the Frame audience, if you guys remember Adrian, the very first guest,
Got it from him.
got it from him. Yeah, because he mentioned that
He was
he
selling
was
it.
selling it, and I was like, dude, like I hit him up. I was like, yo, do you mind if I cop it? And he's like, yeah, I get you a good deal. So he actually gave me the 6300. He gave me a Sigma adapter in order to
the Metabones.
The bones.
to take on Canon lenses, and then he gave me a small rig with a handle too. So I got the hookup, bro. And then I just started rocking that until I got my 6400 back in November, I think.
Yeah.
So the 6300 that Adrian sold you was your first camera?
Yeah,
Oh,
first
okay.
camera. And
And
I
I
rocked that. I rocked that for, I think I got that in February 2020, and then I
Did it for a few months.
I rocked it until like November of 2020 until I upgraded to a 64. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was like, I mean, I kind of want to say you're into the vlogging space. You vlog, but you never drop. So it's like I can't say you're a vlogger.
I don't really vlog, dude.
Bro.
No, I really don't. I really don't, man.
And I was like, you're into the vlogging game. Like, get the 6400 because it has that flip up screen. At the time, that's
Yeah.
like, it was part of the A7S3, of course. And so, like, that made sense for him. Like, yo, get that flip up screen, bro. You see yourself, and you shoot yourself a lot when it comes to real estate content.
Yeah, no,
so you got to see your framing because without the 6300, even my A7 III, if I were to hold it like this, I can't see if I'm in perfect frame or not from my focus.
Mm-hmm.
Where the 64, you could see that flip up screen. That's the only advantage I would give Canon because they always have flip out screens like that, and you can see yourself when you're vlogging or doing whatever you want to do. The only thing I would give Canon for it, but
So what's your go-to setup right now?
yeah, let's get nerdy, bro.
Let's get nerdy for the nerds. I got a 6400. I'm rocking an 18 to 105, and then
F4?
F4, yeah. And then I have a Canon lens or a Tokima or some third-party lens that I have. It's a 11 to 16.
I'm sure that's pretty good for you when it comes to real estate because it's such a wide lens.
So I rock that for real estate, whether it's photos or listing videos or whatever, or vlogging too. I was using that for vlogging right now. And that's pretty much it.
You have a shotgun mic and everything, right?
Shotgun mic. I have the Rode wireless mic. I have two
yes.
sets of lights for interviews. I have.
You got a gimbal?
I got a gimbal.
What's the gimbal
Ronin
setup?
SC. I have the Mavic Air 2.
So this guy came from like being a brokey to like investing in like thousands of dollars in camera gear and shit.
Yeah,
like,
and it's honestly paying back. That's
good.
I've been super blessed just with everything that's been going on, even with COVID season and everything. And people I've been meeting, I've been blessed, man.
Well, from what I can see is you have a pretty leveled equipment setup.
Yeah.
You don't have like top of the line, but you have enough to where like if you get hired for something, you have it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have a job coming up, and they asked for my gear list and what I have, what I'm gonna be shooting with, and they were like, "Dude, this is awesome! Like, you're more than prepared."
oh fuck, really? I thought when you were just saying that right now, I thought they'd say the opposite.
No, man.
Like I thought they were gonna shit on you for it. Like, oh no, we want a red or like an A7S or something like that.
I was actually gonna bring this up later, but it was a job with a CBN News.
Uh-huh.
So essentially, this lady, she's from the real estate world, but this lady sees me doing all these videos for not only my team, but like for all Windermere in particular, like the company. And so she got a gig, she got an interview with CBN News to do a video for her, but essentially because of COVID, they can't come out and shoot her personally. So she has to reach out to a videographer, someone with camera gear that she knows,
independent
to shoot for her, and then that videographer drop all the footage for the CBN, and then they.
So you're literally you're getting hired just to DP it, and then you just shoot it, and then give the media.
Essentially,
you don't even have to edit
she
it.
hit me up last week. She's like, "Hey, Sus, can I call you? I have a urgent matter." And I was like, "Yeah, call me right now." I was at the office. Like, "Yeah, call me right now. What's up?" So I called her, and then she's like, "Yeah." So she broke down the situation, and I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." And then she connected me with CBN News, and I started getting emails and shit. I was like, "Okay, cool."
Okay.
And then and I literally sent a contract earlier this day about like just about
Let's
everything.
fucking go, bro.
And then yeah, dude. So we're shooting it on the 30th of March.
One man band.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be borrowing another camera, another 6400. From just being resourceful, just borrowing another 6400
for a B
camera, like one angle over here and then one angle this way.
Right.
I got the two lights, got the Rode. I sent the whole gear, and then they were like, "Dude, this is awesome."
Hell yeah.
So I mean,
So,
that's my first CBN News
let's
TV
go.
gig. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Let's pivot outside of gear. Well, actually, we can still stay in gear a little bit. Like the fact that you were just able to make shit happen with limited gear and
Limited resources.
this goes back to like the next topic. What I wanted to tackle was like networking. Like you're something about you that I noticed that you're very fucking good at networking. Like you know how to shake hands, kiss babies, and just make shit happen.
Yeah, it's just about being a human being, whether you're working or whether you're there on the job. You just talk to them like normal people. You're like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, "Oh, I'm a videographer." "Hey, what do you do?" And then it turns out if you guys are in a similar field or work a field or something where you guys can benefit each other, it's like, "Hey, I'm this, you're this, like maybe we can work together in the future someday.
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes anywhere. One example that I have from that is actually my buddy, the guy that I work in the real estate office. He's actually 23 as well. And so we're like really similar age. And he actually knew some rapper event going down in San Diego. I don't know if you remember. This was back in December.
Yeah.
Crazy story, man. Probably like top 5 moments of my life. Shout out to my homie. But he knew like the guy that was like DJing the event.
Yeah.
So he was pretty up there as far as like throwing the event.
Mhm.
So he reached out to him. He's like, hey, is it cool if we come through? I'm gonna bring a friend, which is me. And he's like, yeah, bro, come through. So essentially we went in there, and it was like this big party scene where there's a bunch of vendors around, and obviously the main scene was going down like a few hours later.
Right.
But for the most part, it was just like kind of party, drink, just chill out, get to meet everybody. And essentially I just went up to every single vendor. He gave me the idea. He's like, dude, go up to every single vendor and offer to take a picture of them and their business, and then, you know, exchange Instagrams, send them the pictures later. You got to follow back. If they want to do business in the future, they knew who to contact.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, that's genius. So that's exactly what I did to every single vendor. I got like 30 followers in one day. And then at the very, very end, luckily I brought my drone. I was the only guy with the drone at that event.
Because I'm sure there's a million cameras there.
Million cameras, million
And
photographers.
top of the gear shit's probably.
Million photographers. Everybody was like taking pictures. And I was like, all right, you cornballs. I was like, whatever. And then eventually I busted out my drone and I started taking pictures of like the whole event that was going on.
Yeah.
And then when I brought it down, they're like, the main guy throwing the event, he's like, dude, you're flying a drone? I was like, come with me. He's like, I want you to meet someone. And I was like, all right, but. So he walks me backstage. I shake hands with everybody. He's like, what's going on?
That's dope.
And he's like, he meets me with the videographer that they hired for that home event.
Oh, it's for the main.
Like,
okay.
Yeah,
the main
like,
videographer.
The main videographer. He's like, hey, Chris, this is Jesus. He's gonna be doing the drone work. Just, you know, shake hands later at the end of the event. Like, we're Gucci. And then he's like, all right, bet. So they give me the VIP bracelet, free drinks on the house, you know, all night. It was a movie, man. And essentially, like, we went in there. I went in there not knowing anybody.
Not a game plan either.
Not a game plan. Going in there free, you know, like, or just completely.
Were you going there to like wanting to create content, or were you just there like, well, let me see what happens?
We were going there because the main event was an artist that hadn't performed in like since January, and it was already December.
Yeah.
So he hadn't performed in a long time, and every time he comes out, it's like a big event. So when my homie saw that, he's like, "Dude, we gotta go," and I was like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
So we went, and it was kind of just more so for like networking event, just like we might meet a couple people that may want to do business in the future.
Yeah. We didn't expect 30 vendors to shake hands and whatnot.
No, man. And essentially, the guy that pulled me to meet the main videography, he was the guy throwing the event. So he's like, dude, how much do you want for your drone footage? And I'm like, I gave him the number, and he's like, bet, let's do it. And essentially, I gave him the footage the next day. He Venmoed me the next day. I was like, bro, like I literally got paid just to show up.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's up.
It was tight. And then now they're throwing another event in the summer. Obviously, we're invited because we were the guys that literally like infiltrated everything.
Right.
You know? It was really tight, man. It was sick. And then on the ride back, we were like,
just hyped.
Yeah, it was crazy. We're like, yo, we literally just did that, dude. Like, it was crazy. And then, now we're really cool with everybody down there. And then we're just those guys.
And you're getting connected with like a big like hip hop community in San Diego because like they all know each other. Yeah. They all hang out with each other. They all are with the same producer. Shouts to Trey. But no, that's fucking sick though. Like you just go there and you just make shit happen, bro. Like you're not intimidated. You're not scared. Like most people, like especially your age at a young age at 22, like they're just there to fucking get drunk, smoke weed, try to meet some girls, and so like you're like your mindset's a little different when like you're thinking entrepreneurial, like
you're ahead of the curve.
You're definitely ahead of the curve for someone your age, and you're always. But the cool thing is like you hang out with successful people every single day, so that pushes you to get to that level.
Yeah,
you're not hanging out with fucking losers that want to get drunk at a bar every day and shit like that.
No, and I have those friends that are like, I wouldn't say, I mean,
listen, okay, they're not losers, but we know what they're not ambitious.
Yeah, they're not ambitious. They're
not goal oriented.
They're really just satisfied with their life at this point. I mean, which is fine, but for me personally and for us, you know, it's not enough. You just keep wanting more.
Exactly.
So essentially going back to real estate, you know, just surround yourself with good people that have good goals. Obviously they're a little bit older, but they want to shorten that learning curve for us younger guys. And like I said, I'm just blessed all the way around. But yeah, just hanging out with good people, surrounding yourself. And like, I think I got this from either you or somewhere I read where it's like, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang out around with, you know? So if you hang out with a bunch of bums, you're going to be the 5th bum, you know?
I'll definitely take credit for that.
No, man, I'm just kidding. I take it back. But no, but that's really that's the way I see it.
Because I've seen your grid go, talking about the hip hop thing.
Yeah.
Are you finding your niche in that, the hip hop artist sector,
Music
or what?
video,
music video
world.
I kind of want to just keep expanding. Honestly, right now, what I've been doing very, very recently, and what I have been doing a lot, is a lot of real estate gigs. So I do a lot of team videos, a lot of videos for my team, for myself, and then honestly, a lot of other teams within the same company brand. So I'm doing a lot of that, and it's getting a little dull. That's why I'm only posting like music video stuff to keep myself kind of like in that area.
Yeah, because it does get repetitive.
It does get very repetitive. So I'm trying to just keep myself
keep it fresh.
Keep myself very just everywhere.
Keep the audience on their toes, pretty much.
Because if I keep posting a lot of real estate stuff, people are gonna be, oh, this guy just does real estate, and that's cool, you know. But not a lot of people, not a lot of music people, or like other people in different industries are gonna see that as like sexy. But I will post a couple things here and there just to let people know.
So let's transition a little bit more. Let's keep talking about how did you since you went to a different brokerage, how were you able to tell them like, hey, by the way, I do video, bro. Like I do this shit too on the side.
Funny story. I just went in there as a solo agent to the company. I went there I was just like, hey, I want to join, and because it was really close to my office. And I was still doing Real Estate Wednesdays. So they had the big conference room separated. Like everybody had their own office. So it was either record in the middle of the office, like, you know, like in the open area, or take over the conference room and just kind of like record for 10, 20 minutes, whatever. So I went in there and I didn't know anybody. And then my guy, who was like the similar age, he came in there as well after I was done. And he just introduced himself, and then essentially we really hit it off because we knew the same people. We grew up in the same area. We just never really like met each other in the past. And how I got into him was I just shot
my. Bro, you always make sure. I was like, oh, dude, that made sense.
That was sus. But how I got into the team, how I got into the people that I'm working with now is. After I shot the video, I was editing it right there and there in the conference room.
So you shot the video by yourself?
Yeah, I put it on a tripod vertical.
And you didn't give a fuck. Like, I don't know these people. Like, some people get a little antsy.
I saw people like outside the conference room staring at me, but I was like, fuck you guys. Like, I'm doing my thing. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know? And I was editing it right then and there. And he just introduced himself. So I was like, hey, dude, you want to see the video that I'm working on? And he was like, yeah, I'm done. So after he saw it, his background, he's worked with a lot of videographers and photographers in the past, and when he saw my content, he was like kind of blown away. He was like, dude, this guy's literally doing it for himself, like for free, you know, like this is quality stuff. And so
it's that 4K baby.
Essentially, and
it's
then
that Sony baby,
not that Canon shit. No, I'm kidding. But he went back to the team leader, which is now the team that I'm part of. And he was actually looking for a pronounced videographer to make his visions come to life. And he told him, he's like, hey, he kind of like pulled on his shirt. He's like, hey, dude, like, come check this guy. Check this guy's content out. Like, this guy's the real deal. And so I was just there working, editing, and then the guy comes in, and I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, we were already met prematurely. I was like, hey, what's up, dude? And then he's like, what are you doing? What are you working on, bro? And then he just saw, I was like, yeah, check it out. He looked at my thing. He's like, oh, okay, bet. And then they went back outside. They're like, yo, like this.
You've been promoted.
Yeah. I was the guy. And then later they invited me to their Friday meeting, and I was like sitting down, like, hey, what's up, everybody? Like, I was super shy too.
That's unlike you. You're not a shy person.
Nah, I'm just like really, really quiet with people that I meet at first, because I try to like get a feel for who they are. Yeah. Once I get to know them, they get to know me, man. It's
then you throw those smart ass comments.
Yeah, essentially.
Trash, bro.
Now they're just like,
yo, what's up with that shaky footage though?
Or the one, what's up with it's like sound quality? I was fucking crying, dude.
Oh my goodness.
But no, I feel you on that. Like when you first meet somebody, like you gauge them.
And
you may come off as shy.
Yeah. You don't want to like go, balls deep.
Overstep it,
especially since you don't know like if they could be really sensitive, and then you just get off on the wrong foot, and then it's like nobody wins. But yeah, they invited me to the meeting, and then they were I was just getting to know everybody. I was like, hey, and then once they got to know me, I'm fucking.
Call your fucking tits.
But yeah, that's how I got into them, and then I started doing videos mostly for them, for the team lead, and just like videos in general. Like team introductions, first time home buyer classes, first time home sellers classes, just like really quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then once people started seeing that, not only from our team, some other guys in the office as well wanted videos for themselves. And then they're like, hey, is it cool if we shoot a video? And then I was like, yeah, I'm a full-time freelance videographer, so I'm going to say yes to anything.
Yeah.
So they hit me up. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So then I do a video for them.
Can I ask, is this paid?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Always, man. Always.
Okay.
Always. Yeah, always. Now from the beginning, from like October, November, December, like when I really started taking real estate and videography seriously, everything's been paid ever since.
Nice.
And then also, like you did mention, I moved out, so you just have to.
Yeah, you can't rely on mommy and daddy anymore. So you need to pay for rent every month.
Hell no, yeah, no. So you really gotta like brand yourself and promote yourself, and that's why you have all this gear to kind of like back you up. Like, hey, listen, this isn't cheap, and also you're paying for my skill.
Right.
So essentially, you're hiring me as to do my job. And so they wanted it.
How did they take that? Were they respectful with that?
Yeah, of course.
Like, I mean, I figured they should, but at the same time, like, I know some grimy fuckers could be like, well, you're in the office, bro. Like, why not? It's a team effort. Like,
nah, man. Nah.
Yeah, it's on some selfish shit. Like,
no, they
You work
know.
for the company.
Yeah, they know that I do this on the side because I would also show them my other real estate. I have 2 real estate pages, one for real estate and then one for videography. Just
you have 2 Instagram pages.
yeah, like the regular one. And I would show them that one. They'd be like, oh, or they would find that one and they'd be like, oh, this guy does this on the side too. Like, this is crazy. and so, yeah, they would just respect it and I would do it. And then it kind of grew out of that office in Escondido. It grew into the RB, into the Carlsbad, into the Del Mar. And then next thing you know, words are getting around that who the hell is this guy doing all these videos for the company? Like, what the hell? Who the hell is this guy? That essentially the top head honcho was like, he ran into me actually at one of the office doing a video for a specific person.
Really?
And he's like, you're Jesus, right? And I was like, yeah, what's up? And obviously I knew who he was. And I was like, yeah, what's up?
What's up, homie?
And he was like, I've heard a lot of good things about you. We need to sit down and talk one day. And I was like, I played it cool. I was like, yeah, we should. Let me check my schedule.
For sure, bro. For sure. Put him on hold.
Talk to my secretary, man.
Yeah, word.
Secretary. But yeah, man, we had a follow-up meeting, or we had a meeting like last month. We really hashed out the idea, or not the ideas, but the pricing, everything that goes into my craft, everything that they're looking for. And then actually tomorrow morning we're gonna have a follow-up meeting.
Nice.
I'm assuming they want to solidify any ideas or
right.
Put something on the books.
Put something on paper and contracts. Yeah, that's dope, man. Like, so just like you met one person that happened to stumble across you working on your video, and that spread like wildfire.
Yeah, it honestly. And then at the same time, I think it was back in October. I was just doing really. I was working Amazon, for those that don't know, but I was working Amazon. And
let's talk about, bro. We need to make this relatable to everyone, because not everyone can just quit a job and do full-time freelance videography. And you're not even doing photography because you're scaling yourself. Now I want to say short because I don't do photography as well. But like, that's more money, that potential money you could get if you were to take photography.
Someone in the startup business would want to do both.
Yeah, they take everything. They're the yes man.
Yeah. I do both. I'm not the best at photography. I see some of your work and I'm like, damn, like, holy shit.
I can never get there.
I mean, it's not that I can never get there, but it's just like, you've done it a lot more. You practice a lot more. And that's like, all right, he knows what he's doing. I mean, I can figure it out, but it's going to take a lot more time.
Right.
But yeah, essentially I was doing Amazon at the same time because I did, like you mentioned, I did move out and I did have that job. COVID hit, so I had to find something quick. I did land on Amazon. I was getting paid well because I was a good worker. And I don't know, every day that
you were doing valet at one point too. Like, you were hustling.
So essentially that got kicked out because of the whole COVID. You couldn't get in people's cars for sanitary reasons and stuff like that. So that got kicked out of the curb. So I was literally jobless. So I had to find something quick, and Amazon was the one that replaced that.
Right.
So
and Amazon boomed for COVID. It would boom.
It would boom because people would buy like a bunch of things, and I don't know, dude. I would do videos because I really like making videos. That's a passion. And as I was driving Amazon, I was so pissed off the whole time because I was driving, listening to music. It was cool, like.
But you can't work on your craft.
But you couldn't work on your craft, and I was so pissed every single day because I was like, man, I'm literally losing 8 hours of working hours doing something for somebody else, like it was literally pissing me off.
Wait, so did you have 3 jobs? Real estate, Amazon, and
Videography, yeah. And at the same time, as I was doing videos, they were coming out good. You know, people kept hitting me up, and I was booking stuff on the schedule, and I was like really stressing myself out. I was like, man, I really don't have time to be doing this, and then have time to edit videos. Because then I also was moved out. I had to cook for myself. I had to clean. I had to do all these things.
No more mommy and daddy.
No more mommy and daddy, man. And it was really like really stressful. And I was like, man. So I remember sitting in the office. I was cold calling, and then I remember just sitting there, leaning back on my chair for a solid like 30 minutes. And everybody else was working, but I was just sitting there like analyzing everything. And I was like, I'm gonna quit. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna quit. Like I literally hate this shit so much, and I want to do other things that are way more productive. That's gonna push myself way farther in life. Like this thing's holding me back. And even though I know I'm gonna take a jump, I'm gonna take a leap of faith. Like I'm gonna quit. So I literally pulled up my employer. I was only employed for like a month or two, dude. I literally pulled up my employer on the phone. I was like, hey man, I quit, man. He's like, okay, cool. When's your last day? Like 2 weeks from now? I'm like, nah, yesterday was my last day. Like I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. He's like, he was really cool with it because Amazon's a tough job. Like you said, your brother did it, and
he quit on the first day.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, dude, if I can work that hard, like I'm a good worker, but if I can work that hard for somebody else, why not just work that hard for yourself?
Bro, that was exactly the same mindset.
Bars of the week,
dude. And then
bars of the week.
And I was like, once I realized that, I was like, bro, this shit's so easy. And
did you call? Okay, go run it through the Creative Gang. When you quit, did you call somebody? Did you like call somebody to like reassure you? Like, yeah, there you go, good job.
Or did someone try to hold you back? I feel like most parents would be like, "Hijo, what are you doing? Like fucking job security."
Nah, I was at the office, and luckily my real estate mentor was there. He was literally right next to me in the same office, and he heard the whole conversation because I had it on speaker. I didn't even told him before. I was like, I'm gonna quit. I don't give a fuck. And he was on speaker. And then once I hung up the phone, he looked at me. He's like, man, that's commendable. Like the fact that you would bet on yourself and you believe so much in yourself, like that much, that's respectable. And he even told me, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna help you out. Like then he started booking me for videos. He would start paying me himself.
Right. We're
even part of this thing called NAREP, the National Association of Hispanic Realtors, and they need videos like once every month.
Yeah, because I saw you create a Spanish version, which is fucking genius because I feel like the Spanish market
is untapped,
community, and it's not even touched. And I don't want to say they don't have the budget for it, but I don't know if like they just thought of like, hey, we should create videos too, because for the most part, like people that create videos are like non-Hispanics.
I was gonna bring that up in the episode later, but like that thing where you like talk in Spanish and do a whole video, like dude, you're spreading wealth of knowledge to people like
in the Spanish community,
who want to buy a house. Like that's
all these English videos and like, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah. We drop a Spanish one, they're like, oh shit. Not only are these guys dropping bars, but these guys are the first guys we know that speak Spanish.
Right.
And that's what our team is about. We're just about the Hispanic people in our community, especially in Escondido.
That's fire.
But yeah. And then that guy in general, he just started hooking me up with jobs, videos that he wanted to do. And, I would just come out and do them. And he was satisfied every single time. He would always boast about me like, dude, Jesus is the best, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I appreciate it. But that it just really started with that, and then that started to catch wind. Other people in the office, going back to that story that I said before, like people just started really noticing, and they're like, "Hey, who's that guy? Like, do a video for us." And I was like, "Me being the yes man, let's do it."
I want to talk about like more about the passion because we never really talked about your passion. Like we never gotten this depth before. Like in the past, we just dick around all the time.
Yeah, I just dick around.
But like you saying, like he's like. Me listening to you here say like, dude, I was fucking literally pissed off at work. The dude when you were saying that, dude, I could totally relate to that. When I used to work at the hospital, I was fucking pissed off being at this fucking job that I hated with fucking everything I got, and I had to be here for fucking 10-hour days and 4 days a week, sometimes 5 days a week, and like they don't give a fuck about you. Like people were getting laid off left and right. Luckily, I didn't get laid off, but I was like, dude, fuck this place, man. Like I need to do something different with my life.
Yeah,
and I remember. You tell me a story about you editing while you were fucking doing valet. Yeah. And that reminded me of when I used to fucking edit on weekends. When I used to work at the hospital, it was a little slower. So I would bring my laptop and I remember making my Thailand video and my fucking laptop would crash like every 30 seconds, man. It was so annoying. I had to try to re-export. And just like, dude, just dedication, man.
I remember you Snapchatting me. That was like, dude, are you even working? Like, nah, my boss is cool. I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just going back to a lot of people say that they wish they had time to do this or they want to do all this and all that. And I'm like, dude, if you really want to do it, like you're going to find time to do it.
Exactly.
And for me, I was working, like I said, valet. I didn't really have time because I would get off of doing an open house and then 30 minutes, go back home, change into my uniform. And then I didn't even have time to pack lunch. So I would go to Chipotle, pick up a bowl or something, and then just be at work and then just kind of munch when people weren't there.
Yeah.
And essentially, I would have my computer charging right before I did the open house. So when I get home, I'd grab all my gear. I'd go do valet. And then when people weren't there, I'd go in my car, plug in my external, edit. And then when people came out, I'd be like, shit, put it away. I take care of them. I'm like, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. And I'd go back. I look around, make sure no one's there. I go back in my car, edit. And I finished the video like that. And I turned it into the guy literally like a week later.
And most people, like, I feel like 99% of people wouldn't do that sacrifice of like, yo, 30-minute break, bro, I'm gonna fucking chill for 30 minutes.
Yeah, they're gonna go on their phone or smoke weed or drink or whatever, but that's a waste of time.
This is one thing I wanted to share with the creative game. If you don't have headaches, like if you don't get migraines of like throughout your day, that means you're not making time for whatever you want to do as your passion. Yeah. I get headaches all the time, like just thinking about like, I gotta post, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You gotta constantly be on your toes, and like whenever you get a little free space, like go ahead and fucking edit, post, or do something where it elevates you besides just your 9-to-5 job. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was a good example of you in your car and just editing and making the video.
It's just about finding time.
And where did you get this mindset for such a young age where like it still wows the fuck out of me, because I didn't click until like at the age of 27.
Really?
Yeah. And you feel like you clicked at the age of fucking 19, 20. I don't know. Maybe even before I met you.
Who are some of your idols that you look up to? Or like lead by example.
It could be content creators. It could be fucking entrepreneurs. Like it could be anybody.
I don't know. Idols. I would just say one big idol that comes to mind is, this is gonna sound really, really cheesy, but it's Drake. When he first came out, I know.
I was like, Jesus.
But listen, hear me out.
No, he's got bars.
When he came out in 2008 or whatever, he came out as like the, what do you call it? Like the lover boy, the simp guy.
He was a simp, yeah.
He was a simp. He would talk about all these love songs and everything, but he'd be popping, And then after a while, people would just associate him with like, oh, he's just a simp rapper, like another R&B guy. But here he is, 2021, and he not only went from the simp guy to like the #1 artist ever, but he's still doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, how do you come out as a simp guy and like rearrange the game and change your perspective, change the whole perspective on you? And now you're just leading the charge.
No, that dude's literally competing against himself.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, when I saw that, I was like, man, like if he can do it, anybody can do it. And then also just, I guess, like what you were saying, how did I snap into it at just such a young age? Is I have older siblings, and their siblings, my siblings have like friends and stuff like that. So I would just kind of observe them growing up. Ever since they got out of high school, they would do one of three things. They would either just go to school, they would get a regular job, or they would start a family, get pregnant, and then just live their little, like really average lives, especially in the city of Escondido. Shouts out Esco. But it was just really bland. And I would just grow up kind of seeing that every day. Like I was still in high school and they were out of high school, and I would kind of see them, like observe their lives, see how they're doing. And I'm like, man, this is really shitty. Yeah. I don't want that for myself. And so, and also just growing up where I grew up, it's kind of really ghetto. I would just sit in my car sometimes late after a shift, like at 11 at night, there'd be gunshots. I was like, yo, this is...
Damn, you're from the hood.
Fuck this place. Like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I was like, this is not the vibe. I love my parents, and they did the best that they could, but we are still like not in the best position financially. So I was like, you know what? I don't want this shit for myself, nor for my kids or for my family when I grow up. I was like, I'm gonna make a change right now, and that's when I started doing YouTube University. Shouts out YouTube. And I just
it's a real thing, man.
It's a real thing, and not only do you learn about a bunch of camera stuff, but you learn about your financials, retirement plans, how to invest, how to do all these things. And I mean,
you're pretty big. You're pretty big in the finance world, because you were teaching me a lot about finances. As I'm not gonna say I'm ashamed to say this, but I just didn't know shit, and you being fucking 6-8 years younger than me, and you're just fucking teaching me this shit. I'm like, fuck, what? And of course, like when it's real estate game, I know who to hit up. Like, the real estate shit at the back of your hand, and you always fucking educate me and shit. And then just me creating those videos for you, the Real Estate Wednesday videos, I'm like, oh fuck, that's how that happens, or like
oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
yeah, like I always learn something, which is one of the reasons why I mean I enjoy your like being around you, because we just fuck around all the time.
Essentially,
but like we always like I always learn when I'm filming you. I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't know that. And then
You're filming,
of course,
and taking notes,
and of course we're doing like 20 takes because he fucks up so much. So like I'm memorizing this shit. I'm like, oh, so now I have this engraved in my head. Like I know how the real estate in a sense works, you know?
Yeah. And to give myself credit, bro, those were like 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute take videos.
Yeah.
The people that I work with right now, there's like 10-second, 20-second takes. And bro, they fuck up way more than I did.
No, you did fine. I'm just like, the joke's got to fly.
Yeah.
Our goal was to create 60-second videos because we hated IGTV because IGTV algorithm just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And so our goal was like, we got to hit 60 fucking seconds. And when we hit like 63, I'm like, we got to redo it. Like,
we got to redo it. Yeah. So essentially, we'd write out the script. And
you were the only agent when I worked there that took advantage of having a free media guy. Because everyone else, they thought it was cool to do a video once a month here and there. But they were fucking idiots for not taking advantage of me. Because they're not paying me extra. Like, I was literally doing it. I don't want to say for free because I was getting paid for it. But like, you're getting like individual gigs, which I wish I had that in my position.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool that you saw it because like, you know what? I can't do that. Like I need to fucking leverage myself to get like more and more and more and more, you know? Because essentially I was getting paid fucking pennies, bro.
Yeah, and shout out to the creative game, but you really need somebody to kind of lead the way or find yourself someone to like open the doors for you as far as being a creative and learning all these gears. Like I don't even know what the hell this is, or you know, some of the cameras, like I can't even name them sometimes, you know. But Alberto was that guy for me, just not growing up, but just like being in that realm and like starting off with the iPhone and then seeing what he had, like a 60, you know, like A7 series or whatever, and then like his Premiere Pro and like all the shit that he could do. I was like, my eyes would just widen. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I'll be over here with my little iMovie and shit. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Bro, got to give me that.
Yeah, essentially, bro. And I would always like toss some projects for him to do because I know he would do a killer job, and he just had way more flexibility to do it. And that it just kind of lets you know like what's out there and what everything is capable of. If I would have just done it by myself, I probably would not be here where I am today. Like, no cap.
So for the creative gang, what are some YouTubers you would recommend?
Yeah, that's a good question because you're a Final Cut Pro user, which not many people do use Final Cut. I mean, a good handful do, but like for the most part, everyone's Premiere Pro, and you're Apple guy.
Yeah, I guess just top of mind that one guy, Daniel Schiffer.
Yeah, he's definitely a Final Cut guy.
Final Cut. Yeah.
And he's a goat.
He's a goat, yeah. But when it comes to just any type of video that you want to do, he does mostly like food stuff, which is cool. But when it comes to any type of video that you want to do, you really just go on YouTube and
you literally type in what is blah blah blah, and it will show up.
And then you do, whether you're on Premiere or Final Cut, you do Premiere or you do Final Cut, and then whoever YouTuber pops up, shouts out to whoever pops up. But I just go with it. I just go with it, yeah. Okay, and then whatever they teach, I'm just like literally one screen right here, one screen right here. All right, pause. Bet. And then it happens, and then you know you do that enough times, you get the hang of it. And I just don't remember the people's names, but I just just learn like that.
Yo, that's dope though, man. So how do you have full support with your parents with you in the creative space? Like, do they understand it? I'm always curious to ask because I feel like older folks don't get it, especially I feel like our parents and stuff like that. Like it's a little different. Like my mom still doesn't really get what the fuck I'm doing. She just knows I do video. Yeah. But like she doesn't understand the amount of money I'm making because like all that for a fucking video. I'm like, yeah, no, it's insane. Yeah. No. So I want to hear a little bit of experience of when it comes with your parents.
So it's really just about first impressions. So their first impression of me doing videos is more so just me sitting in the kitchen dinner table, posting up with my laptop and my charger and everything, make sure everything's good, and just doing videos for fun. And then every so often I would pause it and I would show them like, hey, you want to see my video that I'm working on? Yeah. And then they would just kind of stop by and be like, oh, that's dope. And then when I moved out, I really had to take it seriously because that was my only source of income. So when I left, they were just left on that impression. And so every so often when I come back home to drop off groceries or just to say hi or whatever, to visit, sometimes I come back from shoots, or sometimes I'm just coming back from the office or whatever, and then I just show them a video that I've done on my phone that I have saved or on my grid, and they're like, "What? You made that?" I was like, I tell them all the time, I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? Think I'm digging around out there? Like,
I think you're out there in these streets, man."
Yeah. I'm like, "How do you think I'm paying rent? Like, what the hell?" And I showed them that Spanish video that I did for my team, and they know some people on that team because my dad is connected to them. And he's like, "What? You did this one?" And I just blow their minds constantly.
That's dope, though.
Because they see me as this like little kid editing on the dinner table, doing it for fun. Now I'm doing it for like businesses and shit, and I'm telling them how much I'm making, and then telling them who I'm meeting, and they tell them like all these different projects that I'm working on, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
You're coming home with Rolexes here, Dad.
And I'm like, "Oh, like, what the fuck you think I'm doing all day? Like, you think I'm just digging around, jerking off all day? Like, nah, what the fuck? Like, I'm out there hustling." And I would tell them every morning, bro. I would wake up. I still joke about this every day. I would wake up every single morning, and they'd be sleeping. It'd be 6 a.m. because I like to wake up early. And then I'd just be like clapping really hard, be like, a trabajar, let's go. And then it'd be like, fuck.
Yeah. So you always been the kid with energy then?
Always, man. You just have to be, you know, it's just every working hour, you just have to be getting it. If not, then you're wasting time, you know?
Facts, bro. So you're a big structure guy when it comes to organization. Like you're one of the few that I know, like you taught me a little bit about organization without you even knowing it.
Really?
Yeah. Like low key. Like you're really good at when it comes to like, yo, at this time I'm at the door, at this time I'm at the gym, because you go to the gym, you're a gym freak, and you get your fucking 2 hours in, and then from there you got to go fucking, you get a bowl, and then you get, depending on which bowl though, but then you go to the office, and then you get your edit, then you get your shoots, and then you're just like, how do you come up with that, like to any young creator out there, or shit, even an older creator, because I'm sure there's other creators out there that just don't know how to structure their days.
Like I said, every hour is a working hour. Every hour that you're awake is a working hour, and that work doesn't have to be necessarily editing. That could be doing things that you have to do. Like I wake up, I have a certain routine, but I just wake up, I make my bed, I eat breakfast. As that breakfast is digesting, I go back to my computer, I edit for like about a half hour to an hour. Then once the food is digested, I go hit the gym real quick. I come back, I shower. Once I'm done with the shower, I pack everything, and also I'm cooking food, I'm meal prepping for lunch that day. And then once I do everything, I'm out the door, I'm at the office.
What time are you at the office by?
Probably like around 10, 11. Most recently, just because I've been having to catch up a lot of work, I've been getting like around 12. But once I get to the office, it's like, once I get there, it's like game time.
And that's like real estate work though.
Yeah, real estate work. Like I try not to mix, I guess both worlds. Like when I'm in the office, I'm doing real estate stuff. When I'm at home, I'm doing video stuff. And sometimes with real estate, it's really easy for people to like, hey, what's going on with this house? And then you have to like take time away from your editing to check out houses or to check on the MLS or something like that. So it's just really like having to just that on and off switch. Like it's really, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. I guess for me, and then I'm assuming for everybody that's watching, like I'm assuming there's a lot of things going on in your lives. You usually have to structure your day to make sure that every single working hour is productive. If not, you're just wasting your time.
Do you have this is a little personal, but do you have like a girlfriend or anything like that that's like taking time out of your day? Because it takes energy and time to like.
How's your dating life? Single or taken?
It's complicated.
But you still making it. You still making it work though.
I still make it work.
No matter what the bread comes.
There's definitely a balance for sure. Like real estate, video,
and personal life,
girls, everything. There's a balance because there has to be a balance. If not, you get burnt out.
Yeah. Have you experienced any kind of burnout?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're going hard. Like I feel like you're going. There is such thing as too hard. Like this whole hustle culture with fucking Gary Vee spreading it for everybody for the last 5 years. I feel like it's not good.
Yeah. No, funny you mention that. Yeah, honestly, the month of February, every single weekend, and even in between the week, I have shoots booked like crazy, bro. And then I was just working crazy. And so the first week of March, going into March, I didn't book anything. I was like, dude, I need some.
You just pretty much said no to all the projects that were coming. Pretty much,
yeah. Or if anyone wanted to book, I was like, you got to book like the week after the first week of March, because like I just need some time to like really not work in the business but on the business, you know, like step back, analyze both the real estate, both the videography, everything that's coming in, and then just personal life in general, you know. You gotta be at the same time, you gotta realize, or me, I gotta realize like I'm a 22-year-old, you know. There's gotta be some time to like dick around and like, you know, just
and that time when you're evaluating, because I know you had just mentioned that you recently started working with an editor. Was that part of like the business, like thinking about the business? Because essentially you're slowing yourself down by, I just started working with an editor too, because I was getting too much work, and I love to shoot. I could shoot all fucking day, but editing is a fucking pain in the ass. I'm sure you understand that.
Yeah.
And so like, I can't afford to spend 12 hours on an edit when I could be making more money, you know. So I have to pass it on
else.
to someone. So I have to like, eventually, like this is the real definition of you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
So I'm spending money to like pay an editor to create these videos for me, and then I could still tackle on more tasks, more work, thinking of the bigger picture. Something I did learn from Homeboy from Powers. He did teach me a lot about when it comes to that. But yeah, dude. Like you started working with the editor. So how's that been?
It's honestly godsend, you know, because it just takes a workload and it takes just things off your mind. So instead of having to focus on 4 projects, 5 projects, now you only have to focus on 2.
Yeah.
You know? And at the same time, it just gives you more time to really work on the business rather than in the business.
Exactly. I feel like many people don't understand that or see that clearly. They just think of like, hey, I'm editing, so I'm technically working on my business. I'm like, no, you're really not really working on your business. Like, you're becoming a slave to your business.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're getting a 9-to-5 job by working for those. You're working those hours. Like, no, if a boss, you don't have that boss mentality of like, I need to delegate. I need to fucking hire people. I need to do this and that. And then I'm like making sure everything's fine and copacetic.
Yeah, and there's a thin line too, because obviously this is your name that you're putting out,
of course,
and your brand. So you don't want to toss all your work to your editors, so that essentially the final product is not even your work.
Right.
You want to always keep that craft like really crisp, and you want to keep working at it. So it's that really fine balance that, you know, you toss a few projects here and there, but also you're still working yourself to make sure that it's still fine tuned.
Right.
And at the same time, not only working with the editor, but you're working with other people. Right now I'm training other people to be like really just understandable in the whole photography and videography game, knowing what settings to put, and, you know, just different situations and stuff like that. I try to bring people onto my shoots as much as I can. Anybody that wants to learn,
like Shadow,
yeah,
fire.
Because just like I do with you, like all the time, and also just doing a bunch of free work too. It's
okay. That's a good topic.
That's another topic.
We could fuck it. Let's talk about it. Free work. What do you feel about free work?
You got to do it all. You got to do it. Free work,
especially in the very beginning.
And even now, so let's take example for you. Like, is there any industry that you want to go into?
Let's say if I wanted to get in the film world, and let's say I'll be an intern or a fucking runner for a feature film.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind fucking dedicating my 8 hours of that day.
Exactly.
But you will get paid, but it'll be scraps and pennies. Though,
it'll be scraps and pennies, but you won't get paid in just money, but you'll get paid in experience. You'll get paid in just seeing it.
You got to see the bigger picture on this.
See the bigger picture, seeing how everything works. Is there a director? Is there a producer? Is there AC? Is there anything? You know, BTS, and you see how everything works in general. So instead of you sitting at a computer editing, being really, I guess, quote unquote, like ignorant, you know, just ignoring the bigger world, you're taking time out of your day to focus on the bigger picture. And then when you go back to your computer and you edit, you know what you're working for, you know what you want to do. So this is going to be a step closer to that. But that just comes with free work, and I'm all for it. I think especially in the very beginning that you want to do it, that you want to kind of get into the space, you have to do free work. I was doing free work for myself, doing those videos, and then also just for other people.
Right.
I didn't get paid until like my 5th or 6th shoot, you know?
Yeah,
and
but like
only $100.
Yeah, and think about that, like how far along you've come. Like the fact that you're just starting like within not even 12 months, it's still fucking mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I was talking to Rafe about this the other day. I'm like, you're so fucking, your growth is like 1,000%, if not more.
Yeah.
Like when I was in your shoes, I was not at your level when it comes to like the business side of it. I mean, I ain't gonna get it fucked up. Like Mario's a little better, but that's just me though. But like you, you have that business mindset and that could be the part of the real estate that you learned. I don't know, possibly. And you just know how to leverage, and you know how to talk to people. You know how to do emails. I mean, I feel like the real estate world and the videography networking kind of mesh well for you.
Yeah. That's not where it's not where it originated from. I'm not gonna get into that, but let's just keep it at that. Let's just say, like, I just know kind of how the game works, and if you understand how the game works, you can apply that to any industry, whether it's real estate, videography. Right now, I'm going heavy in videography. But once I master that and you get into the fields that you want to, and you establish yourself, then you can start moving on to different industries, and you know, you get into industry that you want. Right now it's just videography and real estate.
No, well, we appreciate you like sharing all this knowledge, and you know, like for someone like you that's young, is
super young,
years ahead of all of us. You know, like me and Alberto were when we were your age.
We first started. Yeah.
And that's why we want to have you on, because a lot of creators out there your age, you're 22, you said.
They're all around your age, probably.
Yeah, so like we want to
Shouts
have put themselves in your shoes and see and give out the knowledge of like what the hell's going on. Like what is your schedule looking like? What sacrifices are you making?
Yeah.
And all that.
What is your end goal when it comes to videography? Like what is your passion shit? What is it that you like to film for yourself? Because it sounds like you're doing a lot of work. Not saying that you're doing a lot of work for other people, because it's a part of the business, but like there has to be something. You got into the video world for a reason, because there's something that you like about creating for yourself.
Movies. I love movies.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You'd never mentioned that before.
When I was growing up, when I was with my parents and just had a lot of free time on my hands, like, just being a 20-year-old, I don't know, I just like watching movies. And I would only watch good movies though, because I would still value my time at the time. So I wasn't going to watch like Trolls or, like fucking some shitty emoji movie, I would just watch critically acclaimed movies like Pulp Fiction, any Tarantino movie, any Michael Scorsese, just like really good structured filmmakers, just like they put a lot of effort into everything. And I was just super fascinated by that. And I just love watching movies.
So what is it? So you want to create a film, a future, like let's say a short film in the future?
Maybe.
Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. Or maybe just get into the movie industry in general and just be the director and just kind of oversee everything.
I guess you directing it.
Yeah. I don't think it's that hard. Obviously easier said than done, but I
like that you're always like, you're optimistic when it comes to any fucking mountain. You're always like, I can figure it out.
One thing I have been doing recently is like after you do anything, whether you finish editing a video or you finish making a call or you finish listing an appointment or anything, I just catch myself saying the word easy. Like if I like once always
I hate, sometimes I want to punch you when you say that's when I do something dope and it's hard. It's like that's easy. I'm like, bitch, no, you don't even know.
Bro wants to punch you because it's like, what?
No, it's just subconsciously telling yourself like anything that you
like
do,
that though.
It's just easy, like. And then you think about it and you're like, really, that was really just easy. I just had to say a few words or I just had to click a few buttons and then it just happened, you know? So I was just been catching myself saying that all the time and it works, and it works. And then you look at other things in life and you just see, like,
I feel like you see things like, you see life as like the cup halfway full instead of halfway empty.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if I said that right, but I guess I know you guys know the concept though.
Yeah. It has to be like that. I mean, if you want to live an extraordinary life, it has to be like that. If you want to live an average life, then you do what
you get that pessimistic look and everything.
Yeah, you do what you want, no judgment. But yeah, I don't know. You just strive for better things.
Facts.
Dope.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. One final tip for the creative member out there that's starting into the video photography creative space.
Oh shit.
One solid tip that's stuck with you, and it's like it still works till today.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, easy. That's a good one. But I think I like to say this all the time. I like to say that Nike stole my motto. But if it's anything that you want to do or anything that you've been thinking about doing, just like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could travel here, this and that. I just like to say, just do it. What's holding you back? Just do it. Like, you want to edit a video? Just do it. You want to travel? Just do it. What the fuck? You want to ask out your crush? Just do it.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that can happen,
Yeah, that is true. You're not going to die.
Exactly. So that's my motto. I live and die by that. Whatever it is you want to do, just do it.
Fucking bars, baby. Let's fucking go, man.
Let's fucking swing into the frame of the week.
Let's go in frame of the week, man. Frame of the week. I got it right here. This is wrong account. Shit.
You want to
do some plugins, man?
My plugins?
We're gonna find you.
I'm talking about you, dumb.
Oh, me? You just said it to no. You're looking at your phone, dumb.
Fuck it, too late now, man.
Okay,
go for it.
You guys can find us at. Sorry, guys, my energy. I just got done with the shoot.
No fucking excuse, man. Just do it.
Hold on, dumbass. Fuck. Fucking already drunk, bro. Take that out.
You should have said.
I want to explain that to you,
bro.
because
Easy.
Alberto does this like day in and out, and like I can see I'll be hyping him up. I'm like, dude, wake up! And it's like, dude, I just got done. But anyways, you guys can catch us on YouTube, subscribe, follow us, share the fucking Spotify and Apple. You can share that shit.
5-star rating,
5-star
review.
rating. Give us a comment. But now you got the frame of the week.
Yes, this is from the homie at. You'll see it in front of Jesus's face at What Miller. You'll see the at there, and you'll see it in the description. And his name is Erwin Gazga, all the way from Oaxaca, Mexico, man.
Shout out, Erwin.
It's fucking sick, bro. So, what do you guys think about this hyperlapse?
Dude, that's super tight. How do you even do that though?
I think your drone does that,
Yeah.
bro.
It's dope.
Does it like record and then slowly
Lighting
move
is
forward,
perfect.
or what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude.
don't
It's
even know
like
how
it's
that works.
slow shutter and it's still fucking.
I love the color grading because a lot of people would raise the shadows too much and then
Yes.
the blacks
Just
would
get
turn
grainy.
white.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it'll then you introduce noise to it,
That's
but
insane, bro. Shouts out
Super
to
clean.
what is that? Watt Miller.
yeah. So definitely, shouts to
Shouts
him,
out,
man.
man.
We're all the way from Oaxaca, Mexico, man. We're growing, baby.
Oh man.
We really appreciate you guys. Oh, so the caption is in Spanish. Jugando un poco con los filtros Endy de Mavic Air 2 y
Dang.
las largas exposiciones, long exposure, pretty much is what it's saying. So, so he's pretty much saying that I'm playing with a Mavic Air 2, so that he just answered our question with long exposures. So that's fucking dope, bro. Sick ass video. Appreciate the support all the way from Oaxaca, Mexico. Let's fucking get her done. Jesus, man, thanks for being in the podcast. Before you take off, describe the perfect day for you if money's not involved.
Money's not involved, man. Fuck. Perfect day for me would probably be somewhere in Europe. I'd wake up
What time are you waking up?
probably like at fucking 11 or 12, man.
You don't even sleep in like that.
No, but that's
Okay.
I wake up early because I have to. But
Okay.
waking up at 11 or 12, going to a local breakfast brunch spot.
Okay, okay.
Getting your basic on.
Eating the fuck out of whatever they have to offer. So, I love food, man. If I could marry food, I would. But anyways, just eating food and then going out to visit any local spot, recording it, filming it, yeah, and then going back to the room. Shouts out to the ladies, having a lady over, getting fucking faded, going to the club, and then rinse your feet. That's a perfect day for me.
That's
you go.
Honestly,
that's something new and different that we've heard of.
That's why you work so hard, so you
Yeah, so you can enjoy yourself, man.
Yeah.
Pete, and where can people find you, bro?
Guys, you guys can find me at petercollinframes.com, Peter Collin Frames on Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram at _Mendoza_ and on YouTube Alberto Mendoza and Jesus. We're shameless plugs right now.
You can find me for videography. You can find me at real.jesus_. For real estate, you can find me at jesus.salazar_re.
What about King of Escrow?
Guys, if you guys are interested in buying a house, hit them up.
Oh, yeah.
You guys,
No, yeah,
video
definitely.
work, real estate work, hit them up
Absolutely,
in the San
yeah.
Diego area. This is going to do
Yes.
it for episode number 34 of In the Frame
35, baby,
podcast.
35.
35, I'm sorry. I'm your host, Peter Collins, joined by our special guest, Jesus, and your co-host, Alberto Mendoza. We'll
Let's
catch
get it,
you on
man.
episode number 36.
Appreciate you guys.